was there. Illinois Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger. He was in that room, of course, last night. He joins us now. He just launched a new group called Country First to combat what he is calling poisonous extremism in his own Republican Party. Congressman, let's talk about last night, because Steve Scalise said last night was about airing grievances and getting everyone on the same page. What was your big takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely airing grievances. You know, this, again, we went into last night and the Freedom Club had said that they had way more than enough votes to throw Liz Cheney out. Unfortunately, it took a secret ballot for people to kind of have the courage to defend her, but she won in a huge way. And it goes to show all that, you know, kind of false bravado that the Freedom Club had. But the whole Marjorie Taylor Greene issue, I mean, I was surprised to find out that we were all going to be now expected to defend her. She was somewhat contrite, but personally, I never heard an apology. And so it'll be interesting today to see what she says publicly, because all I've seen on her Twitter is doubling down on, you know, the real losers in the Republican Party aren't QAnon. It's people that lose gracefully, is what she tweeted a day or two ago.
So somewhat contrite. Kevin McCarthy would have us believe she gave some serious apology. What did you hear?
Yeah, so I don't like to go into a ton of detail from conference.
How about some?
I'll tell you this. Yeah, I'll give you some, which is I didn't hear an apology. I didn't hear, you know, I'm going to say this publicly. And quite honestly, again, this is the issue isn't apologizing to us. We're just other members of Congress. It's I think going out into the public and saying that in the public sphere. And that's the whole thing about what the idea of Country First GOP is, by the way, is just giving people the courage to stand up and tell the truth in public, even if it feels uncomfortable, because telling the truth shouldn't be hard. And unfortunately, it feels like it's become that way for some.
Well, let's talk about standing up, well, whether it's in private or public, because let's look at the numbers. 10 Republicans went on record to impeach Donald Trump, just 10. But 145 of them were willing to vote in secret to back Liz Cheney, who was at risk of losing her spot because she voted to impeach. What does that say about your party?
Well, I think it says there needs to be a wake-up call. First off,
what is a wake-up call?
Well, first off, to blame Liz Cheney, you know, for you being uncomfortable about a impeachment vote means that you're not blaming the right person for that. That was Donald Trump who incited the insurrection. The second thing it means, though, is we need courage. We need people that are willing to stand up in public and say what may be difficult to say, which is, you know, because of the political implications or whatever, which is things like QAnon isn't real or there's no Jewish space lasers, and Marjorie Taylor Greene should publicly renounce that. So it is weird that there's such a low bar right now, but all we can do is, in my case, try to restore this party, speak truth to power, speak truth in darkness, and fight to do that. We'll see.
Then let's talk about courage, QAnon, and speaking truth. I want to play what Leader McCarthy said about QAnon last year, and then what he said last night. Watch this.
Let me be very clear. There is no place for QAnon in the Republican Party. I do not support it. And the candidate you talked about has denounced it. I think it would be helpful if you could hear exactly what she told all of us. Denouncing QAnon. I don't know if I say it right. I don't even know what it is.
He doesn't know if he said it right. He doesn't know what it is. Give me a break. My children know what it is at this point. What does this say about about your party being serious about fighting the QAnon movement, when clearly Kevin McCarthy was speaking absolute nonsense last night?
Yeah, and he used the same kind of QAnon, like, I don't know how it's called thing, in the Congress.
Brother, please.
And, yeah, so look, you got to be, all I can say is what I believe, which is we all know what QAnon is. We all know it's garbage. And if we're scared to call that out, I think that shows that there needs to be really a reckoning with what happened on January 6th. And we've been too eager, I think, to paper that over and move on to the next whatever outrage of the day is and not fully deal with what happened on January 5th. So, look, all I can do is stand and say, I'm going to speak truth. I'm going to call it out as much as I can. And I certainly hope people follow, because this party desperately needs to be a normal, functional party for this country, and we're not on the path to that right now.
Do you have any plan or any confidence that that is going to happen? I mean, I get it. You want to have a wake-up call. You want to have a reckoning. But there you had Kevin McCarthy last night overstating this apology for Marjorie Taylor Greene and pretending he doesn't know what QAnon is. That's the leader. I mean, that makes no sense.
Well, look, I don't know if I have a ton of confidence, but I do have some hopefulness for two reasons. Number one, again, Liz Cheney survived huge last night, even if it was secret ballot. It was secret ballot by definition. We couldn't really have had a roll call anyway. But secondarily, you keep in mind, when I launched countryfirst.com, and by the way, with a one, I have to do the plug there. When I launched that, I said, look, I don't know what this is going to be. The outpouring of like demand to join that people have had of saying thank you for saying truth, that actually gives me some hope that we're at the beginning of something big, which is to take back the Republican Party and make it a normal functioning party.
But is that demand from donors, from voters, or fellow lawmakers?
Well, right now it's from the base. It's from all over, and that's where it starts at. You know, that's where it starts, is people demanding better of their leaders. Leaders simply kind of follow the whims of people, which is really what this was kind of built for. Except in these cases, I think we have to stand up and be light in darkness.
Well, we will be watching. Please come back soon. Thanks for joining.
You bet.